Hello everyone and welcome along to AOR PS4 F2 coverage here from the United States Grand Prix. It's round 17 of the World Championship and hopefully we can have another fantastic race here today. I can just tell you we are waiting on someone. We're just waiting on one guy to join the session and we will be on our way and we will get this weekend's action off and running. Well, we've got qualifying and we've got the race coming up and it promises to be another fantastic weekend. I mean, we had some great stuff last time out in Japan, Silverstone prior to that. We witnessed some great action all the way through the field, a very competitive field of drivers, so evenly matched, and yeah, I cannot wait to see how it unfolds. We've also got a World Championship to be decided as well, and it is currently at the moment, we'll have a quick run through the World Championship standings. It is currently on top of the World Championships with 166 points. He has a 64 point advantage over second place Sam, so not yet able to wrap up that World Championship, but well, he can wrap it up today. Sorry, he can wrap it up in the United States. 64 points in it at the moment, 100 available, but after this race there will only be 75 available. So if he can outscore Sam by 11 points, perhaps the opportunity will come for Curly to wrap up this World Championship today. So there you go, that's the situation at the top. Then in third position in the World Championship we have Iceman. So Iceman runs third in the championship on 80 points. Then also on 80 points, a good little battle forming there is Theo. So both of those guys on 80 points, could be quite a tussle between those two in the remaining 4 rounds. Then it's Guigs, the Portuguese driver, in 5th with 64 points. Then a couple of drivers on 62. You've got Diego Killer and F1 Dan, both on 62 points. Diego Killer joining F2 quite late on, and he's shown with some good pace in the last 2 races. A second place, well, I say a good last 3 races I should say. He's had a second in Malaysia, a third place at Silverstone, and winning last time out in Japan. So Diego Killer, a man that could really get in amongst the action at the front as well. So he 6th in the standings, then Dan 7th, and Elite Game Boy is 8th in the standings, and Gemzo behind him in 9th. We know he's got serious pace, he's showing it, and hopefully he can get another win on the board. Then it's Pitmat 10th in this championship, Flores the Dutchman 11th, and CC Brain is 12th in the standings. Overdye Kink with that great win, of course, at Silverstone, sits in 13th in the World Championship. Dawidos, the Polish driver, 14th, Cherry Tupai 15th, Cass 16th, Caribbean Crush is 17th in the standings, 18th the H Eagle, Guy the Guy 19th, and Brown 20th. We're still waiting on this last man to join, and hopefully we can get this qualifying session underway. I mean, it's going to be a fantastic battle at the front. I mean, it will be a very tight, as it's been proven to be in the last few races. The likes of Curly up there, Sam as well, and the 2 Dutch drivers, Flores and Diego Killer as well, and Gemzo, 3 Dutch drivers, are all showing some serious pace. So all drivers that could really be threatening at the front. So one to watch out for. I mean, I'm a great fan of this United States circuit. I'm not a fan in general of the circuits that Herman Tilke gives us, but certainly this one is one of his better ones, and not only that, you've got such undulation in the racetrack as well, and it really does add to the character. And you know, that first sector of sweeping high speed corners, a bit like Maggots and Beckett's of Silverstone. You know, you've got that long corner at the end of the lap, which reminds you of turn 8 at Turkey, that long sweeping right-hander. So yeah, Herman Tilke taking some of his stuff out of Turkey with that corner. He's taken something from the legendary tracks as well with that first sector, and as well turn 1. I mean, that's another area of the track which is quite similar to Austria turn 1, with that uphill climb, that wide open entry to that first corner. Great area for some overtaking in the race, and we will be sure to be watching that closely, because turn 1, great overtaking can be done there. Also along that long back straight before you lead into the tight twisty section of track that follows. Some great racing, is a certainty around this racetrack. So yep, not long now, and hopefully we can get on our way. And as you can see, the session is about to start. We are now counting down for the start of qualifying, and we can find out what kind of lap times we can expect, what the weather will be. These drivers, of course, coming into this unsure of what the weather will bring. I'm sure they've all been practicing hard over the week, and they'll be praying for the conditions to be dry, I would think, most of them, because I presume most practicing is done in those dry conditions. So yeah, here we go, let's get started. Race weekend here in Austin, Texas is about to begin. Well, we just wait now on the loading screen and we will have a good view of the racetrack. We will be aware of what kind of conditions we are going to be greeted with here for the drivers. moments away from the start of this qualifying session. And here we are then. What kind of conditions are we going to be greeted with as qualifying gets underway here in AOR F2? Curly Whirly, Guy the Guy, Sam, Theo, Flores, Davidos, Guigs, the H Eagle, Override King, Iceman, Diego Killer, Elite Game Boy, Caribbean Crush, Cass, Dan the Snake, Cherry Tupai, Pitmat, James O'Brown, and CC Brain. That is your grid, almost a full grid. And look at that, wet conditions for qualifying. Well, I did say they'll be praying for dry conditions. Well, the drivers have been greeted with wet conditions, and that really does immediately throw up a bit of a curveball for the drivers. They're going to have to go out there now and really try and find the limits. And it looks like wet tyres will be the best option. They'll all be in the pits now. Nobody rushing out immediately. All waiting for the best moment, setting their cars up for these damp conditions, checking the weather for the race, of course, as well. And yeah, what can we expect here in qualifying? Well, it's going to be tricky. It's going to be hard to keep the car on the track. Will it be all about last man over the line? Will it be all about being on the track at the right period of time? So there we go, a first car coming down the pit lane to start this qualifying session. It is a Force India, and it is Cherry Tupai coming down the pit lane, the Scotsman. What can we expect from him as he hurtles down the pit lane and heads towards that first corner? We've got the two Haas cars coming out behind. We've got one of the Sauber cars coming out as well, as Cherry Tupai on his way down the hill runs in 15th place. We've got Override Kink heading out as well. As we'll go back to Cherry Tupai. We'll keep an eye on how he is going to get on in these damp conditions. We'll try and find him. He's the first man to explore the racetrack, so let's have a little look. I've got something coming up on my telly here that I need to get rid of, otherwise my telly will turn off. But there we go, that's that sorted. Well, yes, Cherry Tupai, first man out there on the racetrack in that Force India, heading down towards the end of that first sector now, and well, he is at the end of it, and now heading down that long back straight towards the braking zone for turn 12. So through turn 11 along this back straight now, and this is where we will see a lot of overtaking action in the Grand Prix tomorrow, you would think. This is where the DRS activation point, or this is the DRS will be open for the drivers. The Cherry Tupai gingerly finds the brake pedal, and look at that, locking up already, really struggling out there as he heads now into this tight twisty section of the racetrack through turn 13 and 14. It's pretty much the same corner, double apex, there you go, and then down into the hairpin of turn 15, another area of the racetrack where you can see some late lunging overtaking manoeuvres. And Cherry Tupai now heads out of there through turn 16 and 17 and 18. They're actually all three separate corners according to the track map, but it's really just like that long turn 8 corner that I mentioned at the top of the show for Turkey, as Cherry Tupai gets well out of shape there, heading down towards the penultimate and final corner. So here comes the Force India. What kind of lap times will we expect to see here today? I would think we'll be around the 1 minute 40, 1 minute 50s maybe, but let's find out as he starts a flying lap here at Austin, Texas, up towards the first corner. All the fans out there, those brave souls in the grandstands, and what is an awful day. And down the hill goes Cherry Tupai now through that long turn 2, and the back end already going on that Force India, really struggling for grip as he now heads through. Look at that, the back end all over the place. And is that car set up for the dry conditions? Is there a dry race maybe tomorrow? And Cherry Tupai really struggling to keep the car in a straight line as he goes through the end of that sector. He's got a Haas car following him right in his tracks, and Cherry Tupai being the first man out there, he is running across all the water, all the rivers on the track. As I did say at the top of the show, it is a track that does have a lot of dips in it, a lot of climbs and a lot of dips, and that will produce standing water in places where there is rivers, as Cherry Tupai squirts his way out of turn 11 and down the back straight towards turn 12. And currently no man on the board with a time yet, but he is going to be the first man to complete a time, so we'll keep an eye on him for now as he heads down to turn 12 and into turn 13, taking his time down into third gear. Interestingly, not going any lower than that, doesn't want any wheel spin at all. And as you can see, he's got 4 laps of fuel in the car. And you will see that the drivers will tend in wet qualifying sessions to keep themselves on the racetrack. They won't do one run in pit. They'll try and build themselves up to the conditions and try to be out there on the track for as long as they can, because the longer they're out there, the more chance they've got of being out there at the best possible time. But this rain Doesn't really look as if there is a best time in these conditions. Look at it, it's absolutely chucking it down. But Cherry Tupai is going to be the first man to open the qualifying session with a time on the board. What's he going to do? He's heading for the line now. It is in the 150s as I thought. A 1 minute 52.740. It's CC Brain behind him. Immediately goes quicker. A 151.2. Easily beating the time of Cherry Tupai, who did look a bit ragged out there on the track, as we now watch Flores come down towards the final corner in that McLaren. And this is a bit of an exploratory lap. He's well down on the best so far. Is this an out lap possibly? I think it might be. Heading to the line, a 159.8, so he did do a lap, must have went for a spin somewhere. Iceman's gone into 5th place with a 153.508. So CC Brain, the only man with a good time on the board so far. Overdye King, to be fair to him, only 10th shy. Caribbean Crush is 3rd, Theo 4th, Cherry Tupai 5th, and another time going in there. That's Diego Keller now popping up into 3rd position in that Toro Rosso car. So he goes 3rd. It's Curly Worley now on the intermediate tyre, the World Championship leader. Well, there you go, out there on the inters, and he's gone quicker than a lot of them. And Davidos as well on inters goes 4th quickest. So there you go, a bit of a surprise there. I didn't expect that. Curly Worley out there on the inters and beats a lot of them by 0.4 of a second. Well, there you go, an ace up his sleeve, and he goes to the top of the timesheets with a 150.883. Pitmat now 2nd on the inters, a 151.0. So the inters clearly looking like the quicker tyre. It must be very close to the crossover point. Davidos is 6th. What about the guys that haven't set a time? Any of them out there considering a set of inters? Yeah, we've got RC Sam in the final part of the lap. Let's have an eye, keep an eye on him. Is he going to snatch the pole position away? It doesn't look like it on this lap. He comes round the final corner, heads for the line, and he goes 13th quickest. So he unable to fly the flag for the intermediate compound. But Curly Worley and Pitmat, very good efforts from them. They are 1 and 2 at the top of the standings after the initial runs from some of the drivers. And 1-2 for Curly Worley and Pitmat. We've got Cass out there just coming round the final corner, and they're coming in, a lot of them coming in and bailing for a set of the intermediate tyre. So unsurprisingly, what about RC Griggs? He's yet to set a time down in 19th. Is he going to come in, or will he carry on his wet tyres? CC Brains come in, Overdye Kinks come in, so a lot of the guys out there on the wets that have set reasonable times have even decided to come in, and yeah, they're all coming in, the whole field. So let's keep an eye on Curly Worley then. He's got 2 laps of fuel left to burn. Will he complete this lap, or will he come in? He's going to complete it, so can he stretch his advantage further at the top of the standings? A 150.888, or 883 I should say, as his best so far, and he dips into the 49s. Wow, huge advantage, 149.998, a full second and a bit clear of Pitman in 2nd, who comes round the final corner now to complete a lap. Davidos has gone up to 2nd, a 150.3, and Pitman is coming in. He might not have the fuel to get back round. He does have the fuel to come in and complete that lap. Must not have been a quick one. So let's keep an eye on Sam, who's 1.3 up on his current best. It wouldn't be hard though, given his 152.7 was nothing special on those inters. Here he comes then, up through the gears towards a swooping long right-hander, feathering the throttle. The back end can step out on you through there, but RC Sam getting it all under control as he heads down towards the penultimate corner. A very tricky corner, that one. It's very easy to run wide and make a complete mess of it. It's also quite easy to cut on the inside, but RC Sam doing absolutely fine as he rounds the final corner, heads for the start-finish line, and he goes up into the top 4, and that pretty much confirms on your timing ladder on the left-hand side which tyre is the best one to be on. The top 4 all in inters, the rest of them left trailing in their wake on those wet tyres. So they'll be coming back. I think Sam might be coming back to the pits, going by the way he's climbing, running down the hill. They're not going particularly quick, or is that just with the traction control making it so treacherous, so difficult? But Sam carrying on. He's got 3 laps of fuel, so he could continue. Pitman in the pits, of course. Davidos going again by the looks of it. And look at that, almost full opposite lock on the Red Bull, going through that sequence of corners. There's Curly Worley up in front. He'll be coming in, I would think. He's not got much fuel left to burn. Is he going to come in? Is he going to complete it? He will complete this, I would think. Nope, he's coming in. He's bailed out. So it's all on Davidos. Can with the pole put the Red Bull to the top of the standings. Here comes Davidos round at the final corner in the Red Bull on those intermediates. One of 4 drivers to put them on at the start of the section. They've got a slight advantage. Here comes Davidos. He goes quickest, 149.706. He moves Curly Wally from the top of the standings, and the Red Bull will be delighted with that. The Red Bull team well happy. Davidos to the top of the timesheets at 1:49.7. Curly Wally is taken to the pits. Pit Matt has as well. But as I said at the top of the session, putting the more fuel in the car is very important, because you need to be out there on the right tires at the right time, and it looks like Davidos has outthought Curly Wally and Pit Matt here. He's got more fuel. He could probably do this lap and maybe another one on top of this. We will wait and see. The advantage Curly Wally though, and Pit Matt will have, and everyone else in the field, is they will get fresh inters to have another go at this. So 2 minutes and 14 to go. They need to get out there on the track if they're not already out there. A lot of wet runners are on their outlaps. I'm going to change the detail. Hold on, I'm going to change the tyre detail to currently fitted, because I think that tells you there. They're all out there now on the intermediates. We've all decided it's time for a set of those. That's what the best is. As you can see on the left, a lot of guys have went for the wets early on, and they're all out there now on the set of the intermediate tyre. So Davidos quickest, Curly Wally second, Sam is third, and Pit Matt fourth. But look at this, they're all squabbling for places on the racetrack. They're all going to have to do their very best to find space, because it might be a case of who's last man across the line. We've got another time there on intermediates. That's Elite Game Boy popping up into fourth place now. Good effort from him, a 1:50.5. The track will improve as this session goes on. It might be a case of last man over the line. We've got Brain out there now on a set of inters. He was the best of the runners on the wet tyre. He's now on the inters. What can he do? Can he threaten the top of the timesheets? Remember, we've got Curly Wally up in second. He can win this championship today. It'll need to be a good performance. He'll need to outscore his rival Sam by 11 points. Right now he's outdoing him in qualifying by 1 position. Won't be enough to secure him the world title though, as CC Brain heads down towards turn 12 at the end of this long back straight, where we will see a lot of overtaking in the race tomorrow. And CC Brain heading down towards turn 12. Lean fuel, as you can see, so maybe not a quick one for him at the moment. Look at them all squabbling. These two Force Indias aren't covering themselves in glory here, battling each other side by side. Curly Wally's on an outlap. Is he far enough round to get a quick one in? I don't think so. Curly Wally is going to struggle to get a lap in here. One of the championship leader could be in danger here of dropping right down the order. Davidos is going quicker again. 49.7 still his best, but he's 4/10 up on his current best. Sam's coming round the final few corners, 9/10 down on his best, and look at this, it's just chaos in that little group of cars there. They all need to find some space. Pit Matt starting one is Overdrive Kick now, 48.7, a full second quicker than anyone thus far. Lifts his Mercedes car to the top of the timesheets. The winner at Silverstone showing his pace again here. Overdrive Kick on top with a 1:48.7. Davidos in second. What can he do? He's going half a second quicker than his current best. Brown has seen the checkered flag and he's gone second quickest on a 49 flat. And RC Googs, he's gone, sorry, 49.1. RC Googs has gone up to second on a 49.0. And Elite Game Boy fourth. Cass is now fifth. Dan the Snake sixth. All the times changing moment by moment here. Let's find those guys in the wet tires. The guy now goes quickest, a 48.1. It is a case of who will be the last man across the line by the looks of it. This is really going to hurt Curly Wally. He's seen the flag. He's not going to get another time in. Here comes Diego Killer round the final corner. Currently 15th. He is now up into third place on a 48.9. Flores in the final corner. What can he do? Currently 20th. He's going to go flying up the order, you would think. Yep, he does. Up to second. So who else is out there pushing? The Brain is out there. Brain's going to be flying here. He's going to be the last man to see the flag. Gemzo now. Another Dutchman. Right at the death. What can he do? Gemzo up to the checker flag. He takes pole. A 1:48 flat. Is anyone else going to deny him in the final few corners? We've got the H Eagle rounding the final turn, heading for the line. And Eagle only goes fifth quickest. Who else out there can go quick enough? Here comes Caribbean Crush, currently 18th at the moment. He heads for the line and he goes up to 7th quickest. Who else is yet to see the flag? We've got Override Kink, yet to see the checkered flag. We've got Iceman, sees it at 15th, so terrible effort from him at the death. Gemzo though on top, the guy second. Who else can go quick? No improvement really, and Override Kink sick, but it's all about the Brain in the final corner. He would be the last man to see the flag. Can he go quickest right at the death in the Haas? No, he cannot. It's going to be Gemzo. It was frenetic, it was frantic. The Brain has gone 8th, but it was crazy into qualifying, and I really enjoyed that session. It was absolutely pulsating stuff, and it is Gemzo who puts the Williams on pole position with the guy alongside a Williams lockout on that front row. Davidos puts The pole puts the Red Bull in 3rd position, Flores in 4th. Pitmac goes 5th quickest, 3 and a bit tenths, separating the top 5. Alright, King 6th. The two Germans share the 4th row, the H-Eagle 7th, the Brain in 8th. Canterbury crushes 9th, and Sam will be disappointed with 10th if he wants to contend for the championship. Diego Killer 11th, Terry 2 Pi 12th, RC Googs 13th, Brown 14th, Elite Game Boy 15th, Theo 16th, Cass 17th, Dan the Snake 18th, Iceman 19th, and your World Championship leader looking to seal the crown this weekend is right down at the back. He starts last after failing to get out the pits for a late run, and it totally destroyed his session. So, well, not what Curly Wurly would have wanted in the end. It's ended in a bit of a disaster there. Can he now climb himself back up through the order and try and wrap up this championship? The advantage he does have, though, is that his rival, his closest challenge in this World Championship, he's only 10th in the grid. So, yeah, it's going to be really exciting, this Grand Prix. The World Championship leader fighting through the field. It's dry conditions, though, greeting us for race day here in Austin, Texas, and we are all set for a fantastic Grand Prix. It's going to be really interesting as well, because we're going to have so many different strategies. All the cars started this race on started qualifying on wet tyres and ended it on intermediates, and of course that means you've got free tyre choice, and that could allow the strategies to be really mixed up. We could see different tyres from different people here, and it could be a toss-up between a one-stop and a two-stop as well. So one-stop, two-stop, what will it be? I think the one-stop might be more favourable now that they're all starting on fresh tyres. But here we are then, the start of the US Grand Prix. It's round 17 of the championship. It's a Williams lockout. James on pole, the guy alongside, your championship leader at the back. All the ingredients you could need for a great race, and it's lights out, and away we go, and Genzo immediately gets defensive. The guy pulling alongside in the run towards turn 1. Davidos has a look with the McLaren as well. There's contact between the two Williams. Absolute disaster. We've got a spin down there as well. That's one of the Mercedes going round. What an absolute disaster. But it's to now takes full advantage of that implosion, and he now leads for McLaren. It's second position for Davidos. James will third, the guy fourth, and I think it was override kick that went spinning down and dropping right to the very back. But Flores is your leader. Davidos second, James third, the guy in fourth, Pitmat is fifth, Diego Killer sixth, as they all hurtle down towards the breaking point at the end of that first sector, and the guy racing hard with Pitmat. Pitmat up the inside of the guy there, making the move and going past him. There's more action further down the field. We'll have a look at that in a few months. Look at that in the background there. We've got all sorts of action going on in the battle further down the field. It's look at them all streaming, slipstreaming behind Cass down towards the breaking point. They all go side by side, and Dan the Snake tries one on the outside of Cass. Can he complete the move? He can. Well, that was lovely actually from Dan the Snake. Beautiful move actually, brilliant. Right round the outside, and completes the move, and Cass left standing still as the grid hurtled their way through that middle sector, and now Caribbean Crush there on Brown as well. Another nice move being seen there as the Brain and the H-Eagle do battle as well over 7th and 8th, and the H-Eagle gets the move done on the Brain, and that allows Cherry 2 Pi to get involved as well, and he nearly goes up the inside. So great action between these guys, as now the Brain has another look at the H-Eagle, and Cherry 2 Pi picking up the double toe as they approach turn 1. The H-Eagle not going away, the two German drivers dueling on the brakes. The H-Eagle has the advantage, the Brain's there as well, and Cherry 2 Pi in behind in 9th. The H-Eagle with the high ground at the moment. The Brain has the inside as they go side by side into the S's. Oh, that is incredible racing between the two, and they make slight contact, and they both take a turn of cutting the corners through there. The guy has picked up a 3-second time penalty as the Haas and the Ferrari continue this incredible battle, and look at the train of cars they've got forming behind as a result. And now the H-Eagle spins off the track, damages his front wing, and just about everyone overtakes him as a result, and he slides down to 15th, 16th position, and his race has taken a major turn already. But the midfield all battling hard, and the H-Eagle continues to drop. Curly Wurly already up to 16th place. Your World Championship leader, remember, needs to outscore Sam by 11 points today if he wants to wrap up this World Championship. 4 rounds from the end here in the USA, and here goes Curly Wurly round the outside of Theo. Can he complete that move? Theo breaks very late there and holds on, runs a little bit deep as a result, and can Curly Wurly now sweep round the outside of Theo? He can, and the World Championship leader passes the Greek driver and moves up into 15th place. Beautiful stuff. And can he now set about this incredible midfield battle? And look at Brown and Googs banging wheels, and Cass now's in there as well, and that's going to allow Curly Wurly to get involved, is it?
Oh, it's just so tightly packed up, that group of cars, as they all go through the penultimate corner. Look at that, you just cannot even call what's going on in there. And Curly Whirly now trying to size up Googs. I was surprised he didn't manage to get a couple of moves on there when Cass collided with the driver Googs and Brown as they all went dueling. And now Curly Whirly's being attacked again. Theo having another look at him. He's going to try and go right round the outside. He can't do that. And Curly Whirly is now safe in that 15th place. Behind that we've got AOR, Iceman and Elite Game Boy fighting over the wooden spoon at the back. Override King recovering from that first lap spin, nearly finding himself back in the barrier in that little battle down at the back of the field. Let's have a quick look now at the telemetry. It's important we realise what tyres everyone is on. There you go. Ultra softs for the majority. A few guys going for softs, super softs as well being chosen. But it is Flores out in front, leading by 2.3 seconds. He's got a massive advantage. What a great start to the race for the Dutchman. He leads Davidos by 2.3 seconds. Then it's Gemzo in third, with Diego Killer hot on his heels. He's more than hot on his heels. He's diving up the inside, and he's making that stick. Beautiful stuff. Some Dutch on Dutch action, and Diego Killer goes up into third place and robs Gemzo of that podium spot. Beautiful move, late on the brakes, and Gemzo, I know he likes a late move himself, unable to stop the charge of Diego Killer, who goes flying past. The winner last time out, showing what he's capable of, and Gemzo drops to fourth, albeit soft tyres, so one to watch there as Matt now lines up Gemzo, and Gemzo of course will be struggling a little bit at the stage in this Grand Prix on those soft compound tyres. Pit Matt between those guys. Sort of a little bit back from that little trio of cars. There is Pitmat, Gemzo and Guy the Guy. And now Pitmat will have a look at the back of Gemzo. Can he make a move this time? He tried it into turn one, he was not close enough. Will he be close enough this time? The TRS is active and he's hurtling down towards the braking zone of turn 12. Is he having a look? No, he's not. And he's not got the straight line speed to dive past. So it remains with Pitmat stuck behind Gemzo at the moment on those soft tyres, and he won't want to be there for too long because Gemzo has got a real opportunity of performing at the front end of this race as the race goes on with those tyres on at this stage, you have to feel. But Flores has really opened out that lead now, 4.2 seconds, doing a sensational job out front. Davidos second, Diego Killer is third, Gemzo in fourth, and look at Pitmat now, really, really close as Davidos now picks up a 3-second time penalty. And unable to live with Flores' pace, and that's not going to help him at all, as now Pitmat's closer than he's ever been. Even if he doesn't get alongside, he will surely dive on the brakes. Gemzo gets very, very defensive, and it's very good racing there, and I like that aggression, but it might not be enough to keep Pitmat back. It might actually be that he does have enough to keep him back, because Gemzo gets some great run out of turn one, but they're going to go side by side now through the SE section, and Gemzo somehow holds on, and that now allows his teammate Guy the Guy to attack Pitmat, stuck in a Williams sandwich. Great racing between the two, measured defending from Gemzo. He'd done a good job into turn one, made it hard for Pitmat, and had enough traction on the exit of turn one to keep his car ahead just about. But now he's having to defend again as Pitmat dives up the inside into turn 11, the hairpin. Very wide corner, much like turn one, in the sense you can take a few lines into it, but Gemzo once again thwarts his charge and stops him from finding a way past. Now you've got the other Williams, Guy the Guy, lining up Pitmat too as they go down towards turn 12. Pitmat has a look on the inside this time. Has he finally completed the move on Gemzo? We go back on board. Gemzo breaks very late, locks up, runs a little bit wide, and Pitmat completes the move. Will that allow his teammate Guy the Guy to have a look now at Gemzo? Not quite. And Pitmat finally relieves Gemzo of that fourth place. Brilliant stuff. Absolutely brilliant. So Pitmat fourth, Gemzo fifth, and Guy the Guy in sixth as they all go through that long sweeping 16, 17 and 18. It's really one corner, but it's seen as three by the FIA as they go through the penultimate turn and down towards the final corner, and Guy the Guy getting well out of shape there
thankfully not going flying off into the barrier, and just about keeps his car on the straight and narrow. So it's lap 6 out of 28, and we've got another move here. We've got Diego Killer on a charge, and he's passing Davidos into turn 1 and up into... Oh, he's not, sorry. He was defending there from Davidos. Davidos was defending from Diego Killer, I should say, as they now go battling through the SE section. Diego Killer looking quite quick at the moment. Dispatched Genzo with no problem, and obviously the tyre difference was a factor, but he's caught Davidos quickly, and now is seeing about getting past quite quickly and maybe doing something about the race leader Flores. We'll find out if he can. He's certainly looking pretty racy behind that Red Bull driver. So here we go then, through turn 11 and down that back straight where most of the overtaking and most of the action has been so far. Davidos just about in front at the moment. That camera's no use to me. Let's get a better one. Maybe there's that one, really. Here we go. Diego Killer having a look at the back of Davidos in the battle for second place. There's another late lunge, just like he did on Genzo. Can he complete the move? He tries to, he lights up the rear tyres, still side by side, and the Polish driver is not interested in giving up that position just yet. Diego Killer holds it round the outside. It will give him the inside now. The fans are on their feet. Listen to the noise from the grandstand as Davidos concedes second place, and Diego Killer moves up into second. He's got a 6.5 second gap now to the leader Flores. Can he mount a challenge, or is it too little too late already? We'll have to wait and see. But Diego Killer once again putting a lovely move on Davidos and climbs up into second place. Beautiful stuff from the Dutchman, and can he now hunt down his fellow countryman in the lead? So Davidos third, Matt 4th, Genzo in 5th, and with Pit Matt doing a good job. He does have a good bit of straight line speed. We've got someone else in the pits now, and we've got a great race here between Cherry Tupai and Sam going down into turn 1, and that was very late on the brakes. Oh, that was a bit naughty. A little touch into the side of Sam, and he makes it stick. He completes the move. That's all part and parcel of racing sometimes, isn't it? Cherry Tupai locks up, Sam with nowhere to go. Thankfully no damage done, and they both make their way through the corner. Much better that they collide with tyre on tyre, because I mean it doesn't affect them really in terms of damage. You don't want to be seeing their end plates come together, the front wings come together, because it really does start to ruin the races with lack of downforce going through these corners, especially on a track like this here in Texas. So Flores leads on lap 7 out of 28. We're at the quarter race distance here in Texas. It's Flores from Diego Killer, then it's Davidos third, Pit Matt 4th, Genzo in 5th, somehow only half a second behind, doing a great job of sticking with him as we watch the brain closing, Guy the Guy, not close enough to make a move. Same can be said about Genzo up ahead. Here comes the brain though, on the outside. Will he try the switch back here? It seems like the ideal move. Here we go, switch back. He'll be forced to the outside. Will he dive back to the inside? No, he won't. And Guy the Guy still just about holding on to that 6th place, but the brain now tries the outside through this long corner. That would be some move. Look at that, side by side, almost off the racetrack. Can the brain complete it? No, he cannot. And Guy the Guy holds on to 6th place. Great battle between them though. I'm really enjoying it. And not this time for the German driver. So what about now? He opens up the DRS this time, going down towards turn 1. Guy the Guy gets defensive to the pit wall. And here we go, the brain forced to the outside. Can he sweep right round the outside of him? On the brakes for turn 1. Guy the Guy keeps his nose in, keeps his car there in 6th position. The brain's having none of it though. They're going to go side by side down the hill through turn 2. And not for the first time. We're going to have cars dueling through the SE section. And here we go, somehow no contact. And Guy the Guy brilliantly defends and holds off the brain again. But look how close they are there. Banging wheels, and Cherry Tupai will be fancying some of this, as will Sam, Dan, Brown and Cass. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant, as they all race down towards the breaking point of turn 11. And look at them all racing hard on the brakes down there. We've got Brown going side by side with Dan the Snake and making a move, I think, on Dan the Snake. Cherry Tupai now up the inside of the brain, and the brain, who looked like overtaking Guy the Guy, is now going to look in his mirrors because the Pink Panther is coming past. He dances through, or barges through I should say, and now look at the straight line speed he's got. He's going to have a go at Guy the Guy as well on the brakes. Oh wow, incredible action here, and off the track goes the brain, and Cherry Tupai is up into 6th place because Guy the Guy's missed his braking zone as well. It's like a Formula Ford race this, and the brain now passes Guy the Guy, who has lost all sort of momentum there. And this is absolutely incredible stuff, absolutely brilliant. Cherry Tupai now up into 6th place, and it's 2x2. It's like Noah's Ark going through that section of track.
And Sam is now up into his 8th. Look at the guy dropping to 9th. And soon Brown will be on him. And then you've got Dan the Snake and Cass as well. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. As Sam bails for the pits, the guy's in too. Brown is trying to come in. He nearly misses it. And the three of them hurtle down the pit lane. RC Googs is in as well. 4 drivers all in the pits here. And it's going to be a race between the mechanics. Will it be Mercedes? Will it be Williams? Will it be Toro Rosso or Red Bull? Who's going to get the job done quickest? Up onto the jacks. On go a set of the soft tyres for Brown. The guy's on his way, and the Mercedes of Sam has done a great job there, and Mercedes team's done a fantastic job actually. Out he comes, and he's cleared all of them, so good job there from Sam and the Mercedes and his team. He'll be giving them a pat in the back at the end of the race. The guy drops further down, and now into the clutches of Iceman in 14th place. Out in front though, you have got Flores in the lead. Diego Killer has closed that gap quite considerably now to 5.6, so he is the man on the move. He does have the pace as we now watch Genzo attack Pitmat, who it would seem just does not have the life in his tyres anymore. And here comes Genzo on the soft tyre, dances past, retakes that place that he lost earlier on, and moves up into 4th place. Beautiful move, and Genzo on a charge. Wonderful to watch, good move, and expertly done from Genzo. So Flores still your net leader, but as I said, Diego Killer hunting him down in that Toro Rosso, really starting to reel him in. Maybe come the end of the Grand Prix he will have caught him. 5 seconds is a daunting distance to close on a driver of Flores' calibre, but you never know, he could do it. The McLaren driver out in front at the moment, doing a fine job, looking after his tyres, looking after the fuel. As you can see on the right hand side, he's got around 1 lap of fuel in his pocket should he need it, and Diego Killer around 1.5 laps of fuel in his pocket as Pitmat tries to come back at Genzo into turn 1 as Cherry Tupai is now called for the pits, and he comes in for a set of the soft compound tyre. So away it goes, Cherry Tupai back into this Grand Prix, and where will he come out? He had got himself up into a net 6th ahead of the likes of Sam and the guy, and Iceman has that late pit stop cost him. Doesn't look like it. Those guys were too busy battling in the pits, and Cherry Tupai comes out the pits and escapes without losing any positions. So he's on for a good finish from here after that few laps, those couple of laps, and he'll be delighted with that. So up he moves into 11th place, and with a few places to be gained after the pit stops, of course. It's Curly Whirly. How's he getting on? Down in 16th position at the moment. He's just past Brown, I think. Doesn't look like he's going to be wrapping up any World Championships today, unfortunately for him, but he should still have it in the bag. He does have a comfortable advantage, but it might have to wait until the Mexican Grand Prix next time out for him, as Diego Killer now dips under 5 seconds. He's not just cutting that gap now, he's slicing it down quite considerably, as we now look at the guy onto the tail of Sam as they go down that back straight towards the braking zone of turn 12. The DRS open on the Williams, closing in on his Mercedes counterpart, and unable to find a way past on the brakes was the guy. He's tucked right up behind Sam in that battle for 12th and 13th. I think it's going to be a net battle for 7th and 8th as the race unfolds. And Flores has felt the need to come in out front, so Flores is in the pits. Diego Killer carries on his ultra soft. Flores has gone for soft tyres, as you can see on the left hand side of your screen. So Flores in, Pitmat in, and CC Brain in the pits as we watch the guy get ever closer to Sam as they battle over 12th and 13th places at the moment. Let's have a little look at the pits now. We've got Brain in, and he's going on to a set. Okay, that's a bit strange. I've never seen that before. GG Codemasters, thank you. So CC Brain comes out the pits and rejoins around 13th place. So he's dropping right down into the clutches of that group. So he's lost out a little bit there by coming in a little bit later, but he has gone on to a set of super soft. So is he trying a two-stop strategy, CC Brain? His rivals have all went for softs in front of him. Cherry Tupai, Sam, the guy, all the guys he was racing before the pit stops. So the Brain comes out behind them all now, and the guys can resume their massive battle that they've been having. And Curly Whirly still down in 16th place, as I said. He's struggling from there to make any sort of impact on the points from there. He'll do well to get back into it from there. We'll keep an eye on him. Let's have a little look at the fastest laps. Flores 36.5 as they've got the fastest lap of the Grand Prix thus far. And yeah, I want to have a look at the stops at the moment. As you can see, most of the field outside the top 10 from 9th down have all pitted. Flores has been in too. He's still away over I King, Theo, Cass, Dan the Snake, Genzo, Davidos and Diego Killer all to pit. But I thought though that Diego Killer would be considering a pit stop on this lap, as these guys all continue the battle, and indeed he does. As you can see at the top of your screen, David Killer is in the pits, so keep an eye on what that gap is between him and Flores. What we want to watch will come down, but don't go anywhere, folks. If you're watching this, be sure to stick to the end, because I think Diego Killer has got a good chance of clawing in that deficit to Flores and going on to win this race. But right now we have to focus on this midfield battle. It's been an absolute belter of a fight in this midfield, as Flores now passes Cass into turn 1, who has yet to make a stop, Cass, and up into 4th place he goes. Next up, Dan the Snake, who has yet to stop as well. And we can now go down to that brilliant battle in the midfield. Sam locking up there. I just got him there. We got Guy the Guy under pressure and being overtaken by the Brain. So the Brain passes Guy the Guy, begins his recovery back through the field, having pitted late and losing a few places. He passes Guy the Guy, and next up will be RC Sam. So lovely stuff from the Brain. He climbs up now into 12th position in this fantastic battle in the middle of the field. Curly Whirly then is trying to pass RC Griggs, the Portuguese driver. He's not been able to do it so far. He's had a few chances, but he's got to feel, as we have a yellow flag out there. Why is that in sector 2? Let's try and pick it up. Caribbean Crush is your reason, and we've got a move there. Diego Killer on the inside of Overdrive King. Overdrive King comes back though, and this is hurting, extremely hurting Diego Killer. This is not what he needs, as Flores has already passed Dan the Snake as well out there. Diego Killer, if he wants to be serious about catching Flores come the end, he needs to clear this traffic quickly, because I tell you now, Flores is not messing about. He's clearing it very quickly as Sam and Brain do battle again. And the Brain, he's been overtaking a lot of cars in this afternoon. He's trying again on Sam. He's been overtaken and overtaking others, and he's beginning his recovery here, having lost a few places earlier on in the race. Side by side with Sam. Can he go right round the outside of the Mercedes? Not quite. Sam holds his ground, and now the Williams is getting involved with Guy the Guy. He fancies coming back into the battle, as does Iceman and Guigs and Curly Whirly. And Curly really does need to get up here into ahead of these guys to try and pick up the pieces of the guys making mistakes in front, because there's a chance he could get into the points. As Dan the Snake and Davidos have been in the pits, and Dan the Snake is coming out any moment now, and he's going to come out down in 16th place as the move is being done now. And still no way Brain can find a way past Sam. He's trying his best, but unable to find a way through. Gemso now as your leader. We still wait at his pit stop. He could be a real threat later on those ultra softs when he feels the need to come in. It will be one to watch as the battle in the midfield just continues on and on and on and on. It's been brilliant so far. Sam now holding on to that final point. I think Curly Whirly would be like to high. Oh, he's not hanging on to it anymore. He's made an error, and through goes the Brain up into 10th place. And look at them all coming down a straight, one after the other, battling really hard. And the Brain under pressure again here from Sam. He's going to have the DRS, but the Brain's actually got DRS, so Sam doesn't. So here we go. He goes to the outside on the Brain. Can he sweep round the outside of the German? He's going to try it. He can't do that, and the Brain holds on. Meanwhile, behind that, Iceman and Guy the Guy do battle. Iceman climbs past up into 12th place. Curly Whirly on Griggs as well, trying to get past, and again failing in his efforts to get past. One of the most frustrating races of the season so far for Curly Whirly. Also Cherry Tupai, not seen by us on the camera screens, has cleared Theo up into 6th place as this brilliant race just continues. It's been fantastic in this midfield. No idea who the best, who's going to come home with the final few points here today, but at the moment the Brain is looking the more likely. He's out there at the moment in that 10th position as RC Griggs now lines up Guy the Guy. He's got Curly Whirly right behind him as Davidos has passed Pitmar as well in the battle for 8th and 9th. Is there a move there from Griggs? Nope, not quite. Curly Whirly will fancy a little run out of here because Griggs has not got the best exit, and he will. Closing and closing comes Curly Whirly, but not closing enough to make a move. And as you can see, Flores does have a decent advantage over Diego Killer, around 6 and a bit seconds as Curly Whirly tries again. And RC Griggs, he's trying everything here on those super soft tires as well now to try and give himself a fighting chance at some points as Davidos and Theo continue their battle. Let's go back to those two in the battle for 7th and 8th, just up the road from these guys. And Theo trying to come back at Davidos, the Greek driver against the Polish driver, with Pitmat hunting them down right behind. The two Force India sandwiching this little battle. Cherry Tupai the best of the rest in 6th at the moment. And at the moment it looks like Davidos is going to hold on to 7th, Theo 8th, Pitmat 9th, and we have to go back to that crazy battle that's going on behind. RC Griggs and Cherry and Curly Whirly battling again. And Curly tries the outside this time. He will get the chance of an undercut back to the inside now. As we go beyond the halfway point in this Grand Prix and still no way through. Flores sets a brand new fastest lap of the race to strengthen his grip on what you would think would be a good victory here this afternoon. Still 15th for the championship leader, a nightmare race, unable to find a way past RC Googs at the moment. And we got a pit stop there from Iceman, so Iceman calls for the pits and heads down pit lane now as Pitmat and Theo now do battle up in front. Everywhere you look there's action in this Grand Prix. It's absolutely brilliant to watch, and Theo once again thwarts Pitmat as they all go through that first sector once more. Pitmat 9th, Theo in 8th, and Theo under a bit of pressure now. Pitmat on those soft tires looking like the quicker driver as Brown picks up a 3-second time penalty. And Diego Killer has made a crucial move there, got ahead of Cass down at turn 11. So now 7.2 the gap between him and Flores. Can he get to Flores? Tall order, really tall order, 13 laps. You're going to have to really reel him in as Pitmat now has made a move on Theo. I think he has. And will it remain like that down towards the end of this straight, towards turn 12? Doesn't look like it. It looks like Theo's going to come storming back at him here. Cherry Tupai's lost a place to Davidos in front of us as well. And Pitmat holds off Theo and completes that move as Cherry Tupai drops down behind Davidos, and the pole moves up into 6th place now. So Davidos starting to climb back up through the order. So good job from him. Up into 6th place as James finally pits, and that will release Flores, and that will please Flores quite a lot as he won't be held up any longer, and that will help him to build that gap to Diego Killer, who is trying to come rallying back into this. Where will James come out of the pits and all of this? He's in the box at the moment, fitting a new front wing as well actually, so it's not going well for Gemso. He's going to come right out in this midfield battle, I would think. We've got more pit stops in there. There's that. Cass is in, we've got Override Kink in too. So a lot of drivers in the pits, and look at them all coming out in the middle of this battle. Gemso's right down the order, 11th place behind his teammate on those super softs, and he will go to the end from there. So a one-stop strategy is the choice from Gemso, as are most of the drivers at the front. Pardon me, of the field. Curly Wurley in 17th on the ultra soft tyre. Now he's come in and pitted, not looking good at all for him for points. He will try his best to come charging back through, you would think, but it doesn't look like he's going to be picking up any as Gemso now goes up the inside on Guy the Guy's teammate. That might have been a planned move. He's got so much more grip as he's just been in the pits, and he dances past up into 10th place on his teammate. So Gemso clears Guy the Guy with no problems at all. What about Sam versus the Portuguese driver RC Googs? Down the straight they will go, and RC Googs closing and closing and closing. We've got cars dueling side by side up in front. That's Theo in the Brain. The Brain goes round the outside of Theo. Can he complete the move? He can, and he is in 6th position now, and Theo drops back into 7th and dropping down the order quite a bit now, struggling a little bit out there is Theo. But it is Flores in the lead. He's got a 6.1 second lead over Diego Killer in second. As now Gemso puts another move on another car. That's RC Googs been overtaken. You'd expect that though. Far superior tyres on that Williams car, and he flies past, and look at this, he's got not messing about, is he? Round the outside of Sam as well. Oh, that is wonderful from Gemso. There might be quite a significant difference in the tyres, but that is brilliant racing from Gemso, not hanging about at all, passing cars if they're not, as if they're not even there, as Theo comes into the pits for his second stop. You could tell he was struggling out there, and a second stop for him. So those guys out there on the one stop, will they be reeled in as this race goes on? It will be quite interesting to see if he does get reeled in. Definitely one to watch as Gemso in 7th position now hunts down CC Brain for that 6th position. RC Googs then battling hard with Sam in that battle for 8th and 9th. Certainly one to watch. Can he find a way past? Oh, he's going to go very close to the back of Sam, and he actually clips the back of that Mercedes car, and that loses all his momentum. We've got Cass who's just made a pit stop passing Brown, and this midfield battle has just been ongoing. It's been relentless all race long. No signs of stopping. They're all fighting over the points in the lower reaches of the top 10, and there's a move there. Oh dear me, and somehow Override Kink does not send Cass into a spin there as he passes Brown. for 13th place. So override kick makes a move on Brown for 13th place, and Cass very nearly wiped out as a result of it. He just about lives for another day in 12th. He's looking to climb up through the field here, past these guys on the soft tyres. He should get them quite easily. And he's going to go right round the outside of Guy the Guy. Can he complete the move into the penultimate turn? No, he can't. He might get a penalty for that. Corner cut warning. Flores has got a 3-second time penalty. So that's one to watch. That brings Diego Killer right back into it, as Genzo sets a new fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Cass now on the tail of Guy the Guy. He's got override kick right behind him too. Cass completes the move, does he? He should have a more straight lines, sorry, more traction out the corner. He does. Out of the corner, he passes Guy the Guy, and override kick as well goes past Guy the Guy. Does he? Yep, he completes the move, and Guy the Guy drops to 13th place, and override kick up and into 12th. And Guy the Guy really struggling out there on those soft compound tyres. His one-stop strategy not going to plan at all. So Guy the Guy now 13th, and that allows override kick up to 12th with Cass 11th, and Cass not messing around. Next up on his list is RC Googs. And on the exit of the corner, look at that, it's so much more traction, so much more confidence in those ultra soft tyres. He goes side by side. We're going to go free wide in the moment here. Override kick lining him up as well. Down the straight towards the braking zone of turn 12. There's a move in front of that too. You've got Dan the Snake and Sam battling. Cass completes the move on RC Googs. Premier League against Championship on those tyres. Cass up into 10th. RC Googs not pleased, gives him a little bump in the back, and now he's going to switch his attention to the Mercedes of override kick, who sweeps round the outside of him, and you would think would out traction that Red Bull on the exit of the corner. Indeed he does, and moves up into 11th place. And RC Googs, Guy the Guy, Brown all suffering on their soft compound tyres. So how much higher up the field will these two stoppers get? Next up, Dan the Snake and Sam, for the likes of Cass and override kick. Here comes Cass onto the back of Sam. DRS active as they go down towards the first corner. Cass, will he dive to the inside? Sam defensive, holds his line, but no use because the superior speed of those ultra soft tyres. Through he goes, just about side by side, and Cass up now into 9th place. So easy pickings there. Override kick will be on him pretty soon, but let's have a look at Gemzo. He's attacking pit mat now on his super soft tyres. The two stoppers on an absolute charge here. Back through the field. Will it be the quicker strategy though, as Gemzo, surprisingly in my opinion, doesn't go up the inside into turn 11. He does like a late lunge. He doesn't usually hang about waiting for a move to be made. Well, there's going to be no doubt about it this time. He's got the DRS open as they go down towards the braking zone. And is he now going to complete the move on pit mat? He goes side by side with pit mat on the brakes into turn 12, and into 5th place goes Gemzo. Next up on his radar, Cherry Tupai, and anything after that, you've got to say, will be a bit of an uphill challenge if he wants to get onto the podium, because there's an 11-second gap between Davidos and Cherry Tupai. Cherry Tupai, though, he's put in a good race. If you're watching in the comments, be sure to remind us, or not remind us, tell us who your driver of the day is. Who do you think deserves to take home the driver of the day crown? There's been a lot of contenders out there, and I'll even give you the opportunity to have a look at the position change. Only one retirement, so it's not as if there's been a race of attrition where positions will fluctuate quite a bit for guys that have started lower down. So that gives you a good representation of who's done well and who hasn't. Cherry Tupai, as I mentioned, up 8 places. A great drive from him. Cass up 9, Dan the Snake up 9 at the moment, and Flores up 3, Diego Killer up 9 as well. So a lot of drivers out there putting in fine performances, and it's going to be very difficult to call a driver of the day this afternoon. So lap 20 out of 28. Flores leads this race by 7 seconds. It looks to me like he's weathering the storm of Diego Killer. The gap around 7 seconds. A further 11 seconds back to Davidos in 3rd. Then it's Cherry Tupai 4th, being hunted down by J in. Then Pitmat 6th. Brain in 7th. Cass is 8th. And then you got Dan the Snake in 9th with override kick all over the back of him as they fight for the lower reaches of the top 10. On those super softs now, override kick, you would feel, should be the favourite to get that move done, as another penalty for the Portuguese man, RC Googs. He's having a bit of a nightmare race, almost, in fact, worse than Curly Worley out there, who is your championship leader, remember. He was unable to get a lap in at the end of qualifying, and that's what's cost him in this Grand Prix. He started low down and has been unable, such is the competitive nature of the AOR F2 on PS4, he's been unable to make any sort of progress and inroads up through this field. So it's been a struggle for him as Override King now has a look up the inside of Dan the Snake. He cannot quite find a way through. And Dan the Snake putting up a good fight there on those soft compound tyres. But yeah, let us know, folks, if you're watching in the comments, who you believe should be your driver of the day this afternoon. It's been a fantastic race up until now. And the midfield battle for me has been a great highlight as Iceman and Brown. Oh, what's going on here? 3 cars all dueling for position. Curly Whirly finally making a position up and moving up into 14th place as Cass has passed Brain up ahead for 7th. As Curly Whirly down the start finish straight puts one on Brown, who drops to 15th. So Curly Whirly up to 14th, and any hope of points starts to appear again for Curly Whirly, but again it's an outside chance. I don't think he's going to get any from there. So the World Championship title fight, if you could call it that, 62 points going into this race, 64 sorry, will go on to Mexico City. It will go on for another Grand Prix, so be sure to join us in Mexico next week. We have a title fight continuing as it stands. So Brown in 15th, Curly Whirly 16th, and now looking to make another move, this time on Iceman, to get himself up into the unlucky for some 13th place. So out of turn 11, down this back straight where most of the moves we have seen being completed this afternoon. Here we go, Gemso getting close to Cherry 2 Pie up for 4th and 5th place. That we want to watch in a moment. But Curly Whirly, is he close enough for a move? Gemso's making a move now on Cherry 2 Pie for 4th. Let's go and watch that. And he's through. Cherry 2 Pie overtaken by Gemso, and Gemso now can try his best over the remaining 6 laps to get towards that podium spot that's currently been held by Davidos, but I don't think he's going to get there in time. Flores, though, an expert drive out front. A quick word on him, the Dutchman. He's qualified quite low down in a lot of races recently, unable to sort his qualifying form out, and it has led to poor results. But today, qualifying near the sharp end, and got a good break at the start when the 2 Williams boys collided, and that sent him on his way to victory, and he's not looked back since. The odd penalty might come back to haunt him, though. He has a 7.8 second lead over Diego Killer in second, who also started quite far down the field. We've got Brown out of the race, a second retirement. Has he crashed? No, he's come in to make a retirement, so Brown out of the race. Potentially a mechanical issue there, or just had enough and saved the engine for Mexico City. So not a good race at all for Brown. He's out. Caribbean Crush, as we already know, is out of this Grand Prix. And yeah, it's all about Gemso on Davidos now. And I made a mistake there, actually. There wasn't 11 seconds between Gemso and Davidos. It's only 7/10. So Gemso on Davidos for the podium. Looks like a possibility here in the remaining laps. Dan the Snake as well, fighting hard in that battle for 9th position. Is he making a move? I think he is, actually. Side by side with the Brain. The Brain's been in all the action this weekend. And whoa, Sam... Override Kink goes past as well, Dan the Snake. And Dan the Snake looked like he was passing the Brain, went in deep, and in the end ended up losing 2 places. Now Override Kink fancies a look at the back of the Brain as well now. Is he able to find a way through? He's going to try and go right round the outside. He can't do that. Meanwhile, what about Gemso? He's trying it at the final corner on Davidos. You don't know where to look, man. There's so much action going on throughout the field, and Gemso now up into the podium places. Will the Polish driver Davidos fight back? Not close enough. And Gemso now up into 3rd place to make it an all-Dutch podium. Flores, Diego and Gemso. Davidos 3rd and 4th for Cherry 2 Pie, a contender for driver of the day, of course. Pitmat 5th, Cass 6th. The Brain is in 8th, or is he? Banging wheels with Override King. These two just loving it at the moment. And Dan the Snake trying to get back involved as well, but Override King on those fresher, super soft tyres. Well, Brain's on similar ones too, I suppose, but through goes the Dutchman up into 8th place. Beautiful move. And Override King passes the Brain, and the Dutch driver passes the German, and now Dan the Snake can try and get himself involved as well in this tussle in the lower reaches of the top 10. 8th, 9th and 10th all battling hard. Sam around 4 seconds back, so he's not going to make any inroads in that championship lead at the moment. Both title contenders outside of the World Championship points. So here we go, Dan the Snake heading down this back straight up behind the Brain. Can he dive up the inside into turn 12? DRS is open. He'll try and go round the outside on the Brain. It's a very late move on the brakes. The Brain locks up. He will have a chance on the cutback. If he doesn't do it now, he can do it. A couple of corners time. Dan the Snake sets it up, goes to the outside. Now we'll try the undercut back. Can't quite get the traction, and he's forced to go round the long way. The Brain goes deep into the corner, and now that will give him a chance. Oh, he's going to try the inside. Oh, no, not quite. And again, forced to stay behind, and Dan the Snake will be getting increasingly frustrated. He really could do with doubling that points haul from 1 to 2. 10th up into 9th, 1 point for 10th, 2 points for 9th. And unable to make a move, and the Brain holds on to that 9th place at the moment. Cass, he looks like he's involved in a little battle as well with Pitmat, and also Curly Wurley getting alongside Iceman now on the brakes, and he dives up the inside of Iceman. And does he have the traction to complete the move? He just about does, and Curly Wurley now up into 12th place. The next man on his radar will be his championship rival, RC Sam, who's also outside the points. We'll be glad to see that on his television screen. Oh, sorry, not his television screens. I'll be glad to see it in front of him, that Mercedes. Of course, he would have been worried or concerned that his rival would have been picking up 25 points today, but nope, he's picking up absolutely nothing. And it's looking good for Curly Wurley to wrap up the title in Mexico as Dan the Snake finally gets past the Brain. And these two just continue this battle on and on and on, down the back straight now towards turn 12, side by side, banging wheels down at turn 11, and then almost banging wheels again. The Brain tries the outside, but has Dan the Snake finally completed the move? Yes, he has, and up into 9th place goes Dan the Snake. The Brain relegated to 10th place. Great action there, really enjoyed that one. And now we look for Cass. On the back of Pitmat, 2 Force India drivers. A big credit to them. They put in a great performance this weekend. 5th and 6th, solid result for those boys. I think Vijay Malia, who we don't see at races very often now, will be very satisfied with that. A good 18-point haul to take to the next race in Mexico City. That is, of course, if Pitmat can keep himself in front of Cass as the race comes to a close. It's looking increasingly less likely that he will not keep Pitmat in front. Keep Pitmat, keep Cass at bay. Pitmat. As Cass shadows him now, going through those S's corners. Dirty air is not a problem for him. He's got so much more life in those ultra soft tyres, so much more grip. As they go down towards turn 11, can he slingshot his way down there now? And maybe have a look up the inside or set it up for a move down that back straight. Here we go. Cass getting close, but not close enough for a lunge on Pitmat. But here we go. Coming out of the corner now, down this back straight. DRS will be active for Cass. Pitmat under pressure, he defends to the inside. They go side by side, and is Pitmat 6th place under threat? It sure is, because Cass sweeps round the outside and completes the move up into 6th place on those ultra soft tyres, and Pitmat is forced back into that 7th place, and it's not going to be a 5th and a 6th and 18 points for the Force India team, or is it? Pitmat back up the inside. Oh, opportunistic stuff, and I actually think that's a really nice move. Very aggressive, and the Brain almost had to take evasive action, but that's racing sometimes. And Pitmat says, hang on a minute, I'm not finished with this 6th place just yet. I'm going to cling on for as long as I want, and he takes back that 6th place, and he's got 3 more laps to try and cling on and keep his car in position. So Pitmat holds on to 6th with Cass behind him, and 7th. It looks like the best battle out there on the racetrack at the moment, as Flores continues to lead. It's Flores in the lead, Diego Killer 2nd, Gemzo 3rd, completing the podium places at the moment. It's a Dutch 1, 2 and 3. It's Davidos, the Polish driver, in 4th. Cherry Tupai, strong performance, up 8 places in 5th place. Pitmat is 6th, Cass is 7th, Override 8th, Dan the Snake 9th, and the Brain currently rounding out the top 10. Curly Wurley's now up into 11th actually. Sam's dropped back. Will he get any points, Curly Wurley, as a result of penalties? We'll keep an eye on that. Certainly one to watch. There'll be some drive actually from Curly Wurley, given where he was earlier on and given the competitiveness of the field, to get into the points. But it's been a frustrating afternoon for him. He's been battling hard all race long, trying to get through. Every time he's been overtaken, he's been overtaking others. It's just been hellish to be in that midfield battle. A lot of fun, I suppose, but doesn't help if you're looking to try and win a championship. As Cass now, this time, completes the move on Pitmat. Very late move, but Pitmat comes back at him again. Pitmat is showing a lot of a never say die attitude here, determined not to let that position go, but unfortunately he has to. And Cass up now into 6th place, and down 1 goes Pitmat in 7th, and now I don't think there's any way he can come flying back and earn a world championship, earn those world championship points back It looks like 6th place is gone, unless he can try one into turn 1. It will be one to watch here, as Flores starts the penultimate lap in the lead and picks up another 3-second time penalty. Well, how many's that Flores has got? We might need to have a little look at that in a moment. I'm just going to do that as soon as we have a look here at Pit Matt. He's not having a look into turn 1, and that battle looks to be over. So let's have a quick look at the race director. What's Flores' situation on penalties? He's got 3. He's got 3. And does that now mean that Diego Killer is in a position to win? No, he doesn't, because Diego Killer also has a penalty to his name. So not quite an opportunity to win yet, but one more penalty as Genzo now picks one up. One more penalty for Flores, and Diego Killer would be in the box seat to win this race. And Curly Worley, believe it or not, has somehow ragdolled that Renault into the points. Well, great effort from him. And well done. It looked very unlikely earlier on, but he's done it. And now the Brain and Iceman are going to do battle, and the Brain has just had one of those afternoons where he's been in the thick of it everywhere. I'll be so gutted if he doesn't come away with any points. He's now going side by side with Iceman down towards turn 12, and Iceman looks to have completed the move. The Brain has been in and out of the points, in and out of all sorts of positions all race long. Have we lost Flores? Why has Flores' car went down to the back? I think that must just be a glitch or something. Flores' car just went down to the back. That we know he has the race lead up. Strange one, that. But yeah, the Brain, as I was saying, the German driver has been involved in all sorts. He's been in the thick of it all race long. Up in the top 10, outside the top 10. He's been absolutely everywhere as Flores' car returns to the top of the timesheets, thankfully. And it's a shame for him not to be in the points, but credit where credit's due to Curly Worley. He has now got that car into the points, and if there's any more penalties, he might go even further into the points. So one to watch as there's a battle going on for 8th and 9th into turn 1. And again, there's no way through for Dan the Snake. He's still behind Overeye Kink at the moment. So time to vote for your driver of the day. It's been a fantastic race. Let's have a little look again at the change of positions. Flores up 3, Diego Killer up 9, Cass up 11 as well. He's done a great job. Terry Toothpie up 7, Curly Worley up 10 from the very back to get a 1 point out of this one. He might get more after the penalties have been sorted out. Oh, as Dan the Snake is very racy now behind Overeye King. If he's going to complete the move, he needs to do it on this lap, you feel. It is the final lap, remember. In a few moments' time, we'll have to cut away to Flores, who is your race leader. But here we go, down towards the braking zone here. Is there a late lunch from Dan the Snake? No, there is not. And Overeye King looks safe. But there you go, Flores, as he's crossed the line sooner than I thought. It's a brilliant win for the Dutch driver. He wins for McLaren. It's a fantastic victory here in AOR F2. He's talked to me about wanting to climb up into AOR F1 next season. Well, he's staked a claim here, a fantastic drive. Never looked back after making the move at the start. And he wins in style. Diego Killer second, Gemzo third. Davados is going to see the line fourth. And Cherry Tupai fifth. And Dan the Snake, look he has done it. Oh, the banging wheels, Dan the Snake. And Overeye King determined to cling on right to the flag, right in the final corner, up to the line. Look at this, it's a photo finish. But Dan the Snake gets there in the end. And Overeye King sees the line in 9th. And Iceman gets 10th from Curly Worley, who does not get any points in the end due to penalties. What a finish to that race there between those two. I really enjoyed that race, absolutely brilliant. Action throughout, especially in that midfield, from around 5th position down to the very back, pretty much. Action everywhere. Total bedlam in the midfield, brilliant to watch. That is AOR F2, that is just how competitive it is. But there you go, all the credit goes to Flores, who wins this race. He climbed up 3 from the start when the two Williams guys collided into turn 1. It opened the door for him, and he made it count. He wins brilliantly in the USA in round 17 of this World Championship. The championship battle goes on to Mexico City, so be sure to tune in. None of the rivals of Curly Worley able to pick up points to close that championship gap, so you would feel he is on course for that world title. But there is the podium. Look at that, absolutely delighted as Flores, the Dutch driver, an all Dutch affair on that podium, and he hoists the trophy aloft. A delightful win, and he's joined up there by Diego Killer, who is actually going to be my driver of the day. Fantastic effort from him to get up to second from where he started, and it's the third position for Jameso. Not quite enough to win today, and we will see if he can bounce back and take the victory next weekend in Mexico. But there you go, there is the final results. 4 of the top 5 are Dutch. A Dutch takeover here in AOR F2, but it's Flores, despite those penalties, winning. From Diego Killer in second, who started down in 11th place, so that's a great effort from him. Jameso in third position, he was disappointed given he started on pole. Jerry Tupai finished this race in fourth for the Scotsman. Good effort from him, great drive, up 8 places. Another contender for driver of the day, there is so many. And then there's Cast 2, 17th in the grid he was, and he climbed up into 5th place, so another contender there. But I'm going to give it to Diego Killer in the end. It's a great drive from him to finish second. He nearly got Flores as a result of penalties. Pit Matt though, he'll be 6th home. Davidos home 7th, disappointed for him given he started 3rd. Dan the Snake up to 8th from 18th, great effort there. Alright, Kink 9th, and Iceman got the final point in 10th. Unfortunately, Curly Wurly and Sam were just outside the points, and they could not influence that World Championship, which goes on to Mexico City next weekend. So be sure to join us. Will Curly be crowned in Mexico City? It will be 8 o'clock Sunday night, same time for the Mexican Grand Prix. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream. I'm glad you enjoyed the race. It was an absolute cracker, and it will be once again next weekend.